This is my corner.
So wait,
I'm not giving it away.
what did you say? You said who should get the penalty?
I think if anyone, I'd be okay with the racing incident and no penalties given out. But if anyone is to get one, it should be Ollie. He's making these dumb rookie mistakes. Obviously, he is a rookie and he's allowed to make those mistakes. But why hasn't he been doing that all year long? You know,
You're right.
Yeah, it's like you're too far into your first season with a team that is fighting for third in constructors, right? Like you gotta pull it together a little bit. I think it's understandable that the team wants to make it right and be fair, but it's always going to be a little unfair. It's just a really tough situation. I'd love to hear what your guys' take is. I'm just very mixed on it all. I think I'm not angry about it. Call. It's a really tough call.
Right now, this year, that is the toughest call you have to make in F1, probably.
Get laced up.
Let's go.
It's time for Banter with the boys.
Welcome back to Banter with the Boys Fast Laps, where we got the Italian GP recap, the Azerbaijan GP preview.
Ooh.
Oh, yes, I've done it.
Put a little sauce on it.
Yes, put a little sauce on it. Next to me, we got Joe Tree Fitty.
What? I don't know. I'm so sorry. I'd like to formally apologize.
No,
so impossibly cringe.
Ridiculously cringe. That was an open.
It was an opening.
Hey, that was an opening.
That was an opening. There goes all the energy I had, though. That was it.
Yep. Okay.
So let's turn it back to our normal voice.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Mike.
Inside Voices.
Also
happy to be here again. Since we're
with
on the
your
cringe factor.
Hulkenberg steak hat.
Hulkenberg hat. I thought, in
Spotify listeners.
memoriam of Hulkenberg, who didn't die but didn't even start the race. Solidarity. Since we're on our cringe streak right now, excited to talk about all sorts of things, including what happened with McQuarrie.
Yeah, it's a Sauber's natural state, in the garage.
In the garage. Or on the side of the road.
Yeah.
They finished.
I'm not wearing anything.
Don't worry, Alpine finishes.
Wait, no.
They're just
Okay,
at the
sorry.
back.
For our Spotify listeners, I am wearing things. We're good.
Don't worry, he's
I'm not wearing
things.
anything.
I hope so.
Anyway, all right. There's a lot going on. Kev's behind the cameras, getting everything done for us, of course. Yes, let's just move on, Kev, to our Italian GP recap. Oh my God, I can't. To start our pre-race banter, yes, that's what we call it. Quali, practice, yada, yada. Joe, you usually, no offense, but you usually pull it up here because you just always have notes on it, so it just works out.
Definitely not as much as the last race we had. We had a ton of notes pre-race. This time around,
mind you, this race happened a minute ago.
It did.
Like.
2 weeks ago now.
So just as a reminder, Hamilton did have a 5 grid place penalty coming into the weekend. Ferrari still looked pretty quick in practices, though. Piastri was a little off the pace all weekend leading up to the race. And I think part of it is that he did not get to practice in FP1 because he had to give up his seat to a rookie. So it kind of leads me to believe that maybe Piastri just kind of he really thrives having those practice sessions and getting stuff down, or maybe he just wasn't as comfortable this weekend in the car. Quali, fastest Q1 was Russell was the fastest in Q1 with mediums. He had a little soundbite at the end of Q3 asking why they didn't put him on mediums again. And then Max Verstappen, right after Lando sets the fastest lap in F1 history, Max Verstappen sets it. Right? So that's the second race weekend in a row where Max or Lando gets the record, and then Max or someone else breaks it. So
Naturally.
Pre-race, yep.
Fun stuff.
Wow. Energy is just gone.
So
Yeah, he burned it all in the beginning.
No. Yeah. Max starting at the front of the grid for us as we head into our Italian GP here, followed by, let's see, Norris, Piastri, Leclerc, Russell, Antonelli, which you have a note here that I'm curious about, Bortoletto, Alonso, Tsunoda, and Hamilton. Where would you like to start? You know what? Let's start with Aston because it'll be real quick. Yeah. Alonso didn't finish the race. Stroll P18. Was this your doing, Joe?
Sad
Fill out
trombone.
the rest of this stock. Sad trombone. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
So we were talking about this earlier. We were watching the recap before we started this, and the DNF from Alonso was a suspension failure. And they did some research as to what caused that suspension failure, because it looked like he just took the corner and his car just went and was just done. Come to find out, what happened was a rock had gotten kicked up and it hit the suspension in the perfect place and basically snapped the suspension. So apparently there was a large enough sized rock in the gravel trap that got into there and basically kicked up
and hit the perfect place.
And hit the basically like. They're like, this shouldn't be happening, and we don't expect to see this happen again, but it's something that can just kind of happen.
I'm not impressed with that.
Yeah. So that is why he took the DNF, I guess. So
okay.
Bit of a bummer. More from the Alonso unlucky season.
Literally. This
so
has been
this season.
super unlucky for Alonso all season, yes. Let's see. I mean, you need to say anything on Aston?
No, I mean, it
Stroll.
was really rough seeing Alonso go down and then Stroll, being Stroll, Actually, Stroll, I don't think Stroll did anything wrong. I think he actually got screwed over a little bit with that collision with Esteban. Yeah.
I think it was Esteban.
Yeah, just pretty bad weekend for Aston after a good one I think they had in Zandvoort. So
yeah, they were like super fast in Zandvoort, weren't they?
Yeah. I will just touch on Alpine really quick. I mean, just not good. Not good. Gasly finishing P16, Colapinto P17. A couple weeks ago, Joe made our little document here, just how we organize our notes. He said, "Who is this team again?" And I just kind of left it in there. I was like, "Yeah, this is pretty much still holding true." So,
I would like them to get better at some point. Right?
I've been super high on it all year that they will trend up as the season ends, like they've done literally the past 2 seasons, actually. Mm-hmm. So, but we're not quite seeing that yet. So it's, I'm more or less looking forward to next season, when they will be powered by that Mercedes power unit.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how much of this is literally just the fault of Renault was like, yeah, we're cashing it in. And so there's just been no upgrades to the powertrain division. And like, they can't compete, especially on these high power circuits like Monza. I expect them to do really poorly at Baku as well because it's another high power circuit. Like the Renault engine is just bad. I expect them to be better next year.
I hope so. Like we were talking before we started the show, I've been seeing a ton of articles lately saying like, is Gasly just wasting his career at Alpine, or is he like too good for Alpine or whatever? So I don't know. As a Gasly fan, that's been fun to watch, but also sucks to think about that. Like, yeah, he's been there for a minute now.
Yep.
Nothing seems to have improved. So let's hope for 2026, right? Probably be saying that for every episode the rest of the season for Alpine. So let's see, Haas.
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know. There was some incidents. I think both drivers got into incidents, didn't they? Yeah, because Ocon had an incident with Stroll. I think that was just very clearly Ocon's fault, I feel. I don't even remember the incident because I remember watching it and just rolled my eyes and just kept going. And then there was the incident between Oliver Behrman
and... Just an acceptance.
Just an Oconism. And then there was the incident with Behrman and Carlos Sainz. We'll go to blows on this. I think it's a racing incident. I think Oliver shouldn't have gotten.
No, I think that's fair. I think it probably is more of a racing incident. I think he was not fully. I mean, he wasn't enough alongside Sainz to still think it was his. I think Sainz still probably could have gave him room. If anyone was to get a penalty, I do think it should be Behrman. But I'd be happy with it also just being a racing incident.
I would prefer it to be a racing incident. This is where we get into the same thing we were talking about with Sainz and Lawson, where like it's all about racing integrity. Do we want to see racing, or do we want to watch them just do time trials?
Right.
So like Oliver was making a move. It was a bit of a bold move, but it was a move. And at that point, like Carlos should be defending, but at that point, like he's already got Oliver Behrman on the inside, and Carlos took no changing actions. He just took the racing line and just expected that Oliver would just give him the spot. And like, is that really racing?
I mean, it is, because they don't need to give space unless they're a certain length like aside them. So it's like he's fighting within the rules. Bierman wasn't there enough, at least in my perspective. He could have been, and maybe the FIA have been wrong before. I mean, I'm going to touch on something that they were wrong on very soon. But it is unfortunate. I think, I mean, really, Sainz has just been given a bad hand race after race after race.
As he's wearing the Williams hat.
Yeah, it's just, I'm solid. It's truly wearing this because for Sainz, like solidarity for the man, because he has just been given a bad hand over and over and over again, and I feel like he's been picking it up. Like he's been trying. Like he's been improving too. Like we're seeing him improve, and then he just keeps on getting into these incidents. And like most of the time, I don't feel like they're his fault. A lot of them, they are racing incidents, and. If a lot of the time they are racing incidents, then it probably is a learning experience that he should be taking back.
Right.
But yeah.
Honestly, when I watched the incident happen, the only solidarity I took in the fact that they gave Oliver that penalty was the fact that I'm like, this is exactly what happened with Carlos. My thought process was like, maybe they're just giving Oliver this penalty to have some sort of consistency because they gave it to Carlos last race, and or not last race, 2 races ago.
No, it was. Oh,
it was Hungary that it happened.
No, it was Zandvoort.
Was it Zandvoort?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was Zandvoort. You're right. It was turn 1 to Zandvoort. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like, I'm like, maybe this is just they're doing it for consistency's sake. I don't like that, but at least they're consistent with their rules. And you're gonna talk about that. It only is gonna make me more upset that Oliver still has this penalty. I think Haas should get on the FIA for the exact same thing.
Sure.
I almost cursed. I'll watch my language. Very, very.
You're fine.
Very emotional.
Worked up about that one.
What do you think?
Rightfully so.
As a unbariased,
very.
I'm actually
unbiased.
very
biased opinions here.
Truly very curious what your opinion is on that move.
For me, it seemed like, I mean, of course, we're going to see it from a way different perspective than the two drivers, right?
Of course.
But it felt like to me, Carlos actually just didn't straight up. I don't know. For me, it definitely seemed more on Carlos than it did Bierman. I mean, Bierman, Carlos had the turn. He had the right. There it is, right here. It's literally happening again.
He's
right
watching
here.
it happen.
I don't know. I feel like Carlos needs to give more room there. I mean, it was a tight race going up to the turn, and that he's there. And I mean, it's not like he took off past Bierman on the straight. For me, he got up next to him, but it's not like it was a full overtake. So I don't know. I feel like you got to give him a little room there. I don't think anybody should have got a.
Can you bring that back for 2 seconds? Not to mention, I do believe they were racing side by side beforehand. Go just a little bit further back. Yeah, so they're side by side racing here. So they're side by side racing, and Carlos simply late braked the corner and then tried to just take the racing line.
Because Bierman almost passed him. He almost passed him actually.
Right. So like that's
on the straight.
That's racing. So that's why I'm saying it should be a racing incident. Like they were racing, and Carlos took an aggressive line and was hoping that that Oliver would just get on the brakes.
Or he thought he was past him. I don't know. It could be an honest mistake that he thought he was past him. But I don't know. For me, again, seeing it from where we can see it from, kind of looked like from his view, you don't see his car at all, but I can't quite see his mirror there. Can he see him in his mirror or not? From the TV pod angle. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm not sure, but you can't see any piece of his car from the TV pod at least.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he just straight up figured he got past him.
Feels like it should be. For me,
Bierman carried a lot of speed coming out of that corner and down the straight.
Seeing it again here, I don't know where Bierman is trying to go here, because he's not making that turn like that. He's going to keep on pretty much going straight-ish. Which means he's hoping to push Sainz probably off track on the next turn. Then
he would have, and then
he gets the overtake because of that. So Sainz is just like, no,